All right. Matt, the mortgage guy. In today's video, I've got an important one for you. If you are thinking about doing a cash out refinance in 2022, you need to first watch this video. Not only is not every cash out refinance built the same, but it's not going to be the best option for a lot of folks who might be considering it. So stay tuned for that. Before I jump into it, if you like straightforward mortgage, real estate, industry related content, please consider subscribing to the channel, smash the like button, share with your friends, share with somebody who you think might benefit. Now, let's jump into it. I had a great conversation today and it sparked some emotion in me, right? Because I'm a consumer advocate. I don't like to see consumers taken advantage of. 2022, whether we like it or not, whether I like it or not, is going to be the year of the cash out refinance. For a lot of people, this newfound debt is going to be a great tool to use to pay off other debt, to redeploy into assets that appreciate, and it can be a great thing. But for some people, this newfound debt is going to be an anchor. It's going to be a crutch. It's going to be something that hurts them. I want to make sure that as many consumers as possible are getting good quality information that's going to help their financial future, not hurt it. So let me explain. Right now, I've got colleagues and I've got people that got data galore when it comes to all the business that's being done in the mortgage market, right? From cash out refinance, rate and term refinance, and purchase. November of 2021, it probably won't surprise a lot of people, more cash out refinances percentage-wise than we've seen in over a decade. More than a third of mortgages that are being written, I think it's somewhere around the 35% mark, are cash out refinance. This trend will continue in 2022, partly because there's so much equity, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of people that can benefit. There's gonna be a lot of people that take cash out, deploy it, get 8, 10, 12% returns, and they win by using this debt, right? But what I wanna tell you is that, I can look at this data and you can look at it by different lenders. The lenders that are doing the most cash out refinance, where over 50% of the loans they're writing are 50% refinance, I can tell you with absolute certainty, the number one focus for them is closing loans, as many of them as possible. It doesn't have to do with how well they serve people, how much they're putting people in a position to win, right? And I won't name names, but like the thing you get in that goes up to outer space, like that, maybe they are doing more than 50% in cash out refinance. Then they do 35% rate and term. They only do 15% purchase because they're not very good at it. It's a little bit alarming because I know how some of their practices work, right? Big call center, they're trying to hit sales numbers, they're smiling and dialing. As a consumer, here's a couple pieces of advice. Talk to a professional that you like and trust, analyze the mortgage and how it fits in your whole financial picture. Let me give you a couple of examples. You've got a $400,000 loan. Your house is now worth $650,000. That's great. You've got $250,000 in equity. You're considering a cash out refinance. You qualify for it. You've got plenty of equity. You first have to look at your current mortgage versus the new mortgage and analyze that. How much is your payment going up? What's the additional interest you're going to pay over the life of the loan? And then weigh that versus the benefit. If the benefit is $45,000 in 18% credit card debt versus you can keep the same interest rate and take cash out of your home, maybe that's a win, right? But if you've got a 2.875 that you refinanced last year, your cash out refinance rate is 3.25, and you're only taking $20,000 in cash out, and it's to pay off, $11,000 in credit card debt, and the other $9,000 is going to be spent on a trip to Vegas. It's not a good reason to do a cash out refinance. That's not a good reason to pay 0.25% higher on over $400,000 worth of debt, right? You got to take these things into consideration. And I'm passionate about it because when you have the conversation with a big box lender, with one of these lenders that's, I promise you, right now, next month, all of 2022, pounding the phones, trying to get you across the finish line, trying to convince you why a cash out refinance makes sense. I'll tell you a story. I've got multiple mortgages. I let these folks call me. I hear what they say. I want to know what's going on. I want to know how they're marketing to people. When I told the guy I've got a super low interest rate, I've got no reason to refinance, he started asking me questions like, what's out back? And I said, why am I looking out back? Am I looking for a low interest rate out back? No. Maybe you want a pool. Maybe you want to do some remodeling. Trying to get me to find things in my head for a deal to make sense. That's not what a quality loan advisor does, right? So analyze your current mortgage versus the new mortgage. Think about what you're doing with the money that you're going to pull out. Investing in assets that will appreciate, I like that. Paying down high interest credit card debt while maintaining a similar interest rate on your mortgage, I like that. Taking the cash out to buy a fancy car, I don't like that. Taking it out to buy a boat, no. Taking it out for a lavish trip, no. Those are not the things, right? And so when I see numbers like I saw today, and we analyze these things and we look at the fact that, pools of these mortgages that shouldn't be churning, that shouldn't be refinancing, are refinancing at a higher rate than ever before. Let me give you another crazy stat. If you take a pool of sub 3% mortgage rates, those things should really, in a year's time, only be turning over 6 to 8% of the time. People should be staying put in those really low interest rate mortgages. Most of the time, if I see a 2.875 come across my desk, there's got to be a good reason to refinance, or a really good reason, right? Like I'm pulling out $150,000. I've got a great opportunity to partner with somebody and make 15% returns on this real estate investment, something like that. These things are churning or refinancing at a 20% clip, like 3x what you would expect from something like that. And I think the reason is more and more companies, more and more aggressive salespeople reaching out to consumers, convincing them that a refinance makes sense when it probably doesn't, right? And so think about it, analyze it, and talk to a professional you like and trust. Some of the worst things you can do is let somebody tell you why you should be refinancing or why it makes sense or any of that, right? Come to a professional, say, here's my goals. Can we meet my goals? I want my payment to not increase by more than $100 a month. I'd like to keep my rate within 1/8 of where it is now. I need this much cash to do this investment. I need this much cash to pay off this credit card debt. Look at it. A good financial mortgage advisor, and I say financial mortgage advisor because they're looking at the whole picture, is able to assess it and tell you whether it makes sense or not. But you've got to be the one who's cross-checking these things. You as the consumer has to know if it's a fast-talking salesman who's trying to get another deal closed, to put another tally on the whiteboard and try to get another deal done, or whether they're truly looking out for you. I know the circles that I run in, independent mortgage brokers that work in communities and work on referral and have a reputation to protect, are doing right by the consumer, getting referrals for years and decades, right? That's how our business is built. Big call centers, big box lenders who just are advertising like crazy wherever they can, getting as many people on the phone as possible and trying to close as many deals as possible is not in your best interest. It's certainly not better. And that is intentional jab at a certain company. So really to end this with a piece of advice, don't let emotion play into this. Like any other investment or financial decision, it should be a numbers thing. It should be, does it make sense? It shouldn't be, I have access to $40,000, I'm gonna go get it, right? In 2022, a lot of cash out refinance is going to be done. Some of it's going to make sense. Some of it's not going to make sense. Some of it's going to help people. Some of it's going to hurt people. Hopefully for you, if you're watching this video, it's something that's going to help your financial picture, not hurt it. If you'd like to reach out to me and the team, we are more than happy to help. We're more than happy to assess your situation and give you honest advice, whether you're working with us or not. Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out that quick form. We'll give you some advice. If we're able to help you, great. If not, the advice is always free. Greatmortgagebroker.com. Thanks for watching, and we gonna see.